In 2003, Nigeria was buzzing about the unexpected bankruptcy of an African legend, an athlete who had earned hundreds of millions of dollars, yet found himself in debt. Let's call him the champion, a household name in sports across the continent. Despite accumulating wealth that could last several lifetimes, this champion found himself owing tens of millions to creditors and declaring bankruptcy. This begs the question, how could someone who achieved so much lose so much in such a short time? It's a common story, but one that reveals some big truths about money that apply to anyone, anywhere. It's easy to assume that the problem lies with the money itself, but money isn't just a prize or a reward, it's a tool. And without understanding how to use it, it can disappear just as quickly as it comes in. And here's where we get into something many Africans can relate to. Whether we're in Lagos, Accra, Johannesburg, or in the diaspora, financial management is a skill many people overlook, even as they dream of wealth. Now, the champion wasn't alone. In Africa, we have our own share of stories about people who struck it big but lost it all. Some come from winning the lottery, getting a lucrative contract, or moving abroad in search of better opportunities. But the real question is, how many of us actually know how to manage what we earn? How many understand the ins and outs of money well enough to make it last and grow? Debt is an invisible weight carried by so many, whether they live in the UK, the US, or right here in Africa. Credit is becoming more available, with banks eager to sign customers up for loans, cards, and financing options. But how many understand the true cost of borrowing? Just like the champion who kept spending on luxuries and friends, many of us are trapped in cycles of consumption, buying what we don't need to impress people who might not even notice. For example, let's take a typical story. Someone in the diaspora works hard and sends money home. Their family may use it for household expenses or community obligations, but if not properly managed, that money barely builds any lasting wealth. At home, the pressure to keep up appearances can lead to spending beyond one's means. It's easy to fall into the trap of looking successful rather than truly being financially stable. What does money mean to you? In simple terms, money is a means of exchange. It's a way to put value on things and services. But in practice, money becomes more than that. It's seen as a symbol of success or even happiness. This mindset can lead us down a path where we feel we're always falling short. But let's flip that perspective for a moment. What if we saw money as a tool to build value rather than just a measure of it? The truth is, people who build wealth understand that money is about value, both in the value they bring to others and in the investments they make. They see it as something that, when used wisely, can create a better life and maybe even lift up their communities. Production versus consumption. Understanding the balance. At the heart of financial management lies a simple balance: production versus consumption. Money enters our lives as income through jobs, side hustles, or businesses, and leaves as expenses: housing, transportation, education, and yes, sometimes luxury. If we consume more than we produce, we are bound to hit a financial wall. So ask yourself, how much of your income are you keeping? And more importantly, how much are you investing in assets that grow? A person making millions but spending everything is not that different from a person living paycheck to paycheck. Both are locked into a cycle where, without a steady income, they're vulnerable. The ostrich effect and living on the edge. For many Africans, budgeting can feel like a foreign concept, often due to a lack of financial education. There's something behavioral experts call the ostrich effect, a tendency to ignore financial problems, hoping they'll go away on their own. But the reality is, without knowing where your money is going, you can't make effective financial decisions. Taking control begins by tracking spending, whether that's through a notebook, an app, or simply keeping receipts. While planning is essential, so is building a financial cushion. An emergency fund, typically 3 to 6 months of expenses, can be a lifesaver in times of crisis. Yet, many are hesitant to save, either because they feel it's unnecessary or because they assume they'll always have enough. This mindset can lead to what we call living on the edge, where any unexpected event, a medical emergency, job loss, or family need, can send one's finances into a tailspin. Changing the narrative from consumption to wealth building. Think about it this way. If everyone around you sees money as something to spend immediately, you're more likely to follow that pattern. But to break out of this cycle, you need a different approach. Invest in assets that hold or increase value. This could be land, education, or even starting a small business that fulfills a community need. Shifting from a mindset of consumption to one of wealth building is crucial. You don't need millions to start building wealth. You need discipline and a plan. By budgeting, investing, and living within your means, you create room for your wealth to grow. So, what's next? Building wealth for real. While we have financial experts on YouTube who talk about budgeting and investments, these strategies can only work if they fit into the African context. It's not just about saving on every little expense, it's about finding ways to increase income streams. For instance, the digital economy is now offering opportunities for remote work, e-commerce, and digital services, fields that don't require relocating to Europe or North America to succeed. Our champion didn't go bankrupt because of bad luck. He made choices that didn't secure his future. Let's learn from his story and make different choices. As Africans, we have the opportunity to redefine what wealth means for us and future generations. So, the next time you get paid or earn a bonus, think twice before spending it all. Your wealth journey begins with simple steps, and each step is a move toward a future that doesn't depend on debt or the need to keep up. Instead, it's a future where your money grows, your goals are within reach, and your dreams of a secure and abundant life become a reality. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who's on their journey to financial success. Thank you for watching and see you soon again. Moloney Street Re